All right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another live. Welcome. We're doing a good thing today. So if you're here, this is good because we're doing a therapy session. I had some free time. So we're in therapy session it up. Now we're gonna do it healing through tarot. I'm gonna start with the earth signs today, guys. Share my screen. We're gonna be using healing through tarot, um, healing and mental health spreads. But today, if we're just going to do a check in, we're going to do a weekly check in. So I'm going to go down here, look, 15 custom healing mental health spreads. This is a book created by another LPC like myself, Dr. Heather Hardison. You can find her on Spotify. I do not know her personally. I'm promoting her. I just like her stuff. But if you like her stuff, it's good. Now make sure that while you're here, you're liking the screen. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Allison Smith. I'm an LPC. You can find me on Psychology Today. All my links are in the bio. If you want a reading, you have to go to the My Neck app and you can book me there. If you're in Georgia and you want therapy, I do take insurance and self pay. Other than that, you can see your free readings and get entertainment purposes only. All right, make sure you tap and like on the screen. I love that. Thank you, guys. All right, so it is going to be a great day. I'm focusing on my earth signs right now, okay, guys? Earth signs. But if you have earth placement in your chart, you can be here too. The reason why I decided to do this is because, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, there's been a lot of people around here that's been having narky people in your environment. You have had Tower Moment after Tower Moment Collective, and I have been led and guided to. Now I know why we're doing wound healing. Something about relationships, your love life, whoever this is for, whoever this is for. I don't want to do a love reading, but since this keeps coming out, love, we might as well go ahead and heal it. So you won't be getting from me, okay? So you can go and scroll if you want to find out they're coming back, they're going to be with you, what are they thinking about me? Well, I may do some of those on the fun ones, some shorts, but in this kind of reading, this is more for your healing purposes. And yes, I do use this in therapy actually with people. And if you like that approach, again, book me. If you like, you know what, I think I need therapy, but I really don't want to be with a therapist, but I kind of need a therapist, but I need somebody that, to do some confirmations. Yeah, this is good. One of the things I work with a lot of people who are borderline with this because, the obsessiveness, they like the obsessive and compulsiveness, So it gives them, we'll talk about it. It gives you something to focus on. Look, Wheel of Fortune. So good job being here, guys. If you're here, this is good. Make sure you're tapping and heart in the screen when you come in, especially in the playback. And make sure in the chat, let me know, put healing, put hashtag healing or healing in the comments, okay? Healing. I am healing. Let me know that you're healing so we can heal together. Okay. All right. We're going to go to the first thing. So there's so many spreads, but we're just going to start off with this. As you can see, these spreads were created to help you dive into your inner self, to help you find your way through the areas of your life where you need emotional and spiritual healing. Every time you pull a card, search your soul for the meaning. This is personal to you. If you feel stuck on any card, right? Pull a journal card, study the image, and observe the emotions that bubble up from your inner reflection. So we're going to be doing that today. Collective, my earth people. Earth people, we're just going to start off with doing a mental health. So this is like, again, spiritual therapy. Spiritual therapy. So we're going to talk about mood. This is what I would chart if I was in your session, right? So we're going to do imaginary spiritual session for your emotion, your imaginary spiritual body, okay? So we're going to imagine your imaginary spiritual body. So what kind of mood is the collective have? Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, activate. Spirit like that song. Holy Spirit, activate. I like it too. Holy Spirit, activate. Tell me, mood. Tell me your mood collective. I think your mood is stuck. Yep. Collective. Looks like the mood is the Eight of Swords. You could be in your feelings about immaturity. Page of Cups energy. about not believing things, like when pigs fly, you know, and connections and partnerships with other people. This has got you trapped. What's got you trapped? In the Eight of Swords. You put some clarifiers. Someone could have blue pants on. Someone could have new shoes, new pants, blue pants. Something about a house. Clarify for somebody. Ooh, that flew. Basketball. Someone likes basketball. Plays ball. Watches ball. Something with ball. Clarify for somebody. All right. What else we have? So we're still focusing on your mood. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Make sure you tap in, like in the live, so we can get the messages out. People are healing. We're doing emotional, spiritual session. Sorry, a therapy session for your emotional body. I'm your spiritual therapist, and we're actually doing a spiritual therapy session. Collective hat. Somebody has a hat. Hat. All right, collective. So right now, what's coming out is your mood. We're on the mood, guys. We're in the mood. Right now, we're focusing on your emotional state. Right now, your mood. The mood's coming up that you're feeling trapped in your thoughts. Your swords. All right, what is the collective trapped in thoughts about? I'm going to pull from the shadow deck. Since you're in shadow stuff, right? You're Eight of Swords. It's not happiness. Let's find out. You're stuck in your thoughts about not being an emperor, not standing in your power at one time, and not having good boundaries. So at one time, you didn't have good boundaries, and maybe you had this like that energy, like moving in the night. And this is causing you a lot of disappointment and despair, whatever you are. This is why you're here. So you're in a mood of sadness and disappointment because of these lack of boundaries and not standing in your power. Okay, so that's the mood that you're in right now. And if you're with me, tap the screen and let me know that this is resonating with you. And if it's definitely resonating with you, definitely let me know. Put some healing in the comments. All right, affect. Affect is like how you're showing up, right? Your expression, you know, how people can see you, even if you don't know it. So you're coming across maybe like you're happy or you're outgoing and you're a team player. Ooh. And maybe you're working with people. Maybe you could be working with other people. And maybe you're like showing that you're a good worker, you know, and that you're happy. Something about this happy home, like maybe that you have it all together. Everything is good. So maybe you're coming across like everything's all good. Your house is happy. You're good. And you're creative. So your affect is kind of coming out like bright and balanced. Okay. And like, you know, you may be quiet and like, you know, very Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. You may be like coming across very wise and using your words. Something about a third party connection here. So your affect could be like feeling like you're like working like with a group of people, like you're partying, smiling, drinking, you know, and being nurturing and loving towards other people. So maybe you're kind of coming off very like loving and happy and things like that right now to you in your face and very successful. So maybe you're like you're showing up to the world like everything's okay. I'm fine. Everything's all good. Yeah, parties, smiles. If that's resonating with me. With you guys, if you have that a little incongruency, let me know. Like, you know, if your mood is coming off one way and like maybe you feel sad on the inside. Remember, we saw this Nine of Swords and this disappointment, but maybe you're showing up to the world where you're happy. So we call that in therapy, as a therapist, that's called incongruent. It's fake. It's not real. That's you're showing up. Now, there's reasons to do that, right? There's times. It's a defense mechanism, and if I'll probably should pull that up for your defense mechanisms. I feel like I need to tell you that these are defense mechanisms because people think that they're just doing shit. You're actually your body. You have a machine. Your body's a machine. Your spirit is downloaded into this thing. It's an avatar that you're driving around. So it does stuff that you need to be aware of. Okay. This one is called. I'm looking for reaction information. Where are we at? I was talking about displacement, reaction information. Now, which one was I talking about? Because you got incongruency. I was saying why would someone do that? Reaction information. Shut his tab. This is on verywellmed.com. Okay, reaction information. Replacing an unwanted impulse with its opposite, being sad about a recent breakup and acting happy. What the fuck did I just say? It's a defense mechanism. I don't know if you need a tarot reader to tell you that or a therapist. So God sent both. I can see that. Okay. So we're going to go back to showing this tab instead. All right. So now we got the affect away because that's incongruent. So as a therapist, I'll write that down. Right now, noted. If you want to know right now, that's what I write down right now about you. I'll go incongruent. You need to be happy. You're not. Okay. And you're like, well, what's this to do? Fall apart? No. Well, there's ways to be authentic. So that's what you have to learn. There's ways to express your emotion without pretending. Okay. That's probably how we got here. Behavior, your actions. You've been taking a leap of faith. I think you've been taking a leap of faith. You've been very carefree, very free. You may have no kids, not a lot of burdens. And you've been like taking a chance on a new beginning and a wish. So your behavior is like moving towards happiness. So you've been towards this wish fulfillment, slowing down something, even though you're moving towards a wish. I don't see you like you're moving fast towards anything. I see you not being as reckless anymore as you were. So your behavior seems to be better. Something about choices, though. Let me see. What type of choices do you have? 7 of Cups, choices, wish fulfillment I was telling you about. Oh, maybe you are in a move. I didn't see the Chariot back there that was hiding. Maybe you're hiding. Maybe you're moving. You're moving towards a wish, some type of opportunity or choices. You're trying to make a choice. Oh, shit. Judgment. It feels like judgment has been called about a relationship from the past. And you're moving to calmer waters. But this makes sense. We were talking about that last night, collective, that came out in the other reading. Because you're moving towards calmer waters. Whoever this emotional vampire was that was following you around, which has made me come here and do a wound healing with y'all. This emotional vampire that's following you around. They want you to come back. They want you to come back and be blind. Collective. They showed up in your therapy session, collective. Oh my God, collective. Who do y'all have on your ass? Collective, who is on your ass? Yo, they're showing up in your therapy session? This killer clown? This person who's a clown with their words? Big ass feet, big clown. They can have big feet, clown. Oh my goodness, crying clown tears, fake smile. Who is the person that they want you to come back to them? Oh, collective, they said come back. They showed up in your session. They said come back. Look at all that's crazy. Okay, that's interesting. I love that for you. Not love that for you, but that's interesting. All right, let's go down to your thoughts. Oh, so right now your behavior is you're on the move. Your behavior is you're moving like a person who's moving to calmer waters, and something about choices. I don't know what type of choices you're making, but I feel like your behavior is more in line with choices that you want to. Tell me, Spirit, what type of behavior? Let's go back to the pulse of my mind. What kind of behavior are they having these days? What kind of behavior? Okay, something about worry about the wrong thing. I think, guys, which is probably why you have a therapy session, right? Right? It's why we're here for therapy, because you're worried about the wrong thing. So it's the behaviors that you're coming across. Whatever you're doing, you're physically like worrying about the wrong thing. Sublimation. Didn't I tell you? I'm going to show this to you again. Share the screen. So this is defense mechanisms, okay? We talked about defense mechanisms, okay? Sigmund Freud's daughter, Anna Freud, came up with the rest of them, okay? After her father passed, she kept uncovering the subconscious messages. These are defense mechanisms, okay, that come from anxiety. When you feel fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, you're going to go into one of these defense mechanisms. There's about 20. There's more than that, but these are about the start ones, right? So think about your ego. Your ego wants to be protected. Goes back to the Karpman drama triangle, right? So think about the triangle that I always talk about. Your ego wants to get protected. So the prosecutor comes out. Remember, I talked about the drama triangle. There's 3 people in the role. There's the rescuer, there's the persecutor, and then there's the victim. The victim would be your inner child. The rescuer would be the pick me energy to come and get me. I can fix it for you. And then the persecutor would be the what you did, bitch, you should have did this, you should have did that, right? That is the persecutor. We persecute ourselves. This is a drama triangle for you. You did this for you. This is your therapy session, okay? We ain't talking about anybody else, even though the killer clown keeps showing up. We're talking about you, okay? So sublimation is a defense mechanism. That's what they're saying. This is converting unacceptable impulses into more acceptable outlets. Being upset with your spouse, but going for a walk instead of fighting. This is something that you're thinking, your behavior you're doing now, because maybe you weren't doing it in the past. Maybe now you're meditating. Says, no, I will not have a nice day. So maybe we were like that at one time. Maybe you were not like, level up. I say maybe you were not like that at one time. Leveling up. You're leveling up. Never disrespect a woman. Someone was disrespecting a woman. I'm going to tell you that's dangerous, because if the woman is a wise woman and she actually prays and she is a wise woman, you're going to have hellfire on you. If you actually hurt a real a real divine feminine, somebody who is in divine union with the Lord. And so you got to be careful because you don't know who really is with what. So it's best to leave people to fuck alone. I guess people finding that out. Weak-minded. I just saw weak-minded and jumping to conclusions type shit. That was the cards. Ghosting. Somebody could have ghosted someone. So whoever you are, you catastrophize and you do the what if this, what if in the wrong way. The spirit says, what if in the happy way? What if they take me back? What if everything happens good? What if I do it? What if, a good way, the good way, the good way? Not the what if they do that. That's the devil. That's the down. That leads people to therapy. Are you looking at it? I mean, I'm on Psychology Today. We're on Well Mind. We're on Healing Through Tarot with another lady, and she's white and doing tarot. That should help some people out right there. She's got an LPC like me. She's a different color. That should help a lot of people out. Someone's asking, are they the one? So this was coming up in your behavior. Okay, someone go over here. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen. Remember, if this resonates with you, if this is your story, go ahead and go to that link in the app and book me. Let me know, guys, if you like the therapy style that we're going to do. Whether y'all like me, I'm going to keep doing it because Spirit told me and I like it. So it's great. Someone's going to like that. Okay, let's go into your thought content. I'm going to scroll down here so you can see what we're looking at when I say thought content. This is focus of thoughts. This is what we talk about in therapy. So you're like, what are y'all learning? It's cool. Why do y'all think you're no more than us? Because I do. Humble. Y'all need to be humble. No problem keeping secrets. So you had a thought, you're thinking, focusing on, you had a time when you didn't mind keeping secrets. And you could have came from a place like that. Look, what if, be curious, be happy. So this is what's going on with your thought content. So let's talk about what's going on with your thought content. No problem keeping secrets. So let's talk about these secrets that you were keeping. You're being emotionally immature about what? Oh, you had passion. You had a lot of passion about something. Something that was going to give you a lot of happiness too. What's this? Oh, don't tell it. Don't act like you want me to tell your secrets collected. You need this. Relax. At least you're in front of my face for real in real time. At least you behind a screen. Give me your cards and tell the truth. Stop playing with me. There you. Thank you. Somebody. All right. The secrets that you were keeping were that you were moving reckless and planting seeds. Where are you planting seeds at? You need to confess. I don't know who this is. Confess your sins one to another. Somebody, y'all need to confess. I can't make this up. It says no problem keeping secrets in the card. Confess comes out. You can pretend like it's not your reading if you want to, but you know it is. I don't play games like this. I don't got time. I've been in the church too long, with God too long, and I've been serving the Lord too long to know when somebody playing with me. Now, y'all can play if you want to. Y'all know y'all been in evilness. Fuck it. I'm going to tell the secret now. That's how you tell the truth, shame the devil. That's why I love that song that Kodak Black said, why you haven't got Jesus peace? You don't believe in Jesus. Stop. Confess. What is it? Hip hop. Didn't I just say that? Denial. That curse over and beyond. Your lies will keep you cursed. So whoever that is, this is why I do both. I do tarot, psychology, spirituality, because I see people going to therapy and they feel like they're in a curse because they are. Repressed. You have repressed emotion, domestic violence, domestic abuse. Walk in the light, whoever you are. It's a vibe. Please don't kill my vibe. I'm not trying to kill your vibe. Stubborn ass YN. You could be a stubborn ass YN or act like a stubborn YN. And I didn't say it. The card didn't. If you don't like it, you got a problem with the Most High. And you can go talk to him because last time I checked, he don't give a fuck. You better talk to Job, Jonah, all them other prophets. Ask them. Ask Jeremiah. Ask all them. He don't give a fuck about your feelings. So neither do I. I serve my Father, the Most High God. So I will act like him. He don't give a fuck about your feelings, neither do I. He said, walk in the light. I guess God said you can be a prophet no matter where you go, Allison. Yes, suppose. Telling people what they're supposed to do. Look at that. Yeah, I will tell it. Spill it. All right. Thought process, flow of thoughts, scatter. Okay. So we just talked about your thoughts, what you got going on. You worry about the wrong shit. Okay. And you don't want to tell these secrets, but you need to go ahead and tell them. Spirit of divine white light, Holy Spirit, what happens? Because this is the part where I would stop in therapy. I would start focusing on these different things because I'll start creating a treatment plan. I would start creating a treatment plan based off of this because I would start, Because look at all this unhappiness. Sun in reverse. I will start right here. Your immature shit. And we gotta figure, because your thoughts, I can't do nothing else with you. What I'm doing with communication. What I'm doing I will have to stop right here and figure out what's going on with you and what we need to start doing. Because your thought process, where we got here from. Anyway, it depends on what you said to me. So let's talk about your now it's that thought process. Let's talk about your I want to talk about your communication. Well, let's see, let's scattered. So I guess your thought process is a bit scattered, despondent. Yeah, I said scattered. No good ideas. Maybe you have a blockage. You have a blockage in bright ideas. Oh shit. You could want to travel somewhere and there's no forward movement. Oh, the devil. Oh, confirmation. The enemy. Are you still trapped with this thing? Maybe you feel like you're trapped. Some of y'all are still trapped with the devil. Some of y'all have left or want to walk away. Wheel of Fortune's not in your favor. Some of y'all trying to turn that wheel bad. Oh, oh God. So what's hidden? Y'all trying to get balance. Whoever this is, you are trying your best to restore some balance. I don't know what kind of balance you're trying to restore, but you're trying your best. Jesus, big temper, Sagittarius energy. Someone's trying it was hidden. Pisces. You can check your Pisces placement in your chart. Something's uncovered, unhidden, about standing in your power. So your thought process, you're thinking about standing in your power, changing your mind, turning your will into favor, moving towards the direction. You could be driving somewhere, just coming up with better ideas, trying to get more happiness. Your thought is about your scars. That's why the cards are flying everywhere, because your thoughts are scattered. Oh, Jesus. And I feel scattered with all that. Okay. So communication. Make sure y'all tapping the screen and heart and everything. Now I can't see it because I've got my screens up. I'm doing like 50 things at once. I'm doing a therapy session. I'm doing the defense mechanisms. So y'all make sure y'all let me know how y'all liking the stuff, and make sure you add anything into the chat. Definitely appreciate it. Awesome. Okay. Let's go into your perception of reality. So your perception of reality is judgment in reverse. It's letting go of judgment. Your perception of reality is letting go of judgment, right? Letting go of judgment, letting go of coming out of your shell and slowing down from being like this very overly ambitious person, very young-minded too, very Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, just kind of reckless energy, maybe a playboy, hot in the pants, just giving your wand anywhere, just tossing that wand out. You're trying to keep the wand to yourself nowadays. And I see you heading towards, when I say wand, I'm talking about your pinking, or your Jana pieces, your JJ pieces. So I see you moving towards, your perception of reality. Something changed fast for you. It's imbalance, disappointment, regret, abandonment. Judgment has been called. I see judgment has been called. You're releasing judgment. What's stuck is judgment. I think because you haven't confessed yet, so you're stuck in judgment. And you're coming out of your shell of the hermit. So you could be coming out of this hiding. If you have been in hiding, you could be coming out of hiding. If you have been in hiding, you could be coming out of hiding. But even though you're coming out of hiding, it seems like you don't have a lot of money or a lot of time, something. It could be like money too that you don't have a lot of, because you're coming out of this hiding space, or just a lot of relationships. Maybe a lot of relationships are over with because you're out of this Nine of Cups, and you can feel like everything's over because you were, now you're trying not to be so reckless. Let's see you kind of being more calm now. And because something wasn't safe, you didn't move towards calmer waters, because that's what's coming up in your perception of reality. Somebody was greedy. There's this greedy, greedy woman. There's this greedy woman who wanted a family with you. She wanted to recover from a broken heart, and she wanted you to return back around, not put any energy into something. She didn't want to do any he or she, take it as a resonate. This Queen of Cups, this emotionally stubborn asshole person, hard-headed, can't tell them nothing, possessive, disrespectful. Yeah, they're stuck right now. Two of Cups. The relationship they wanted you to return and take all of your energy and take all of your energy, all of your effort, all of your money, all of your time, everything. And they wanted you to kill, to end having the boundaries with them and just love them. I think that's been on your thought. Like that's coming through in your reading really heavy. Whoever you are. Okay. I don't know. That's coming out in the reading. I don't know who that's for. Oh, this is hard. Insight, level of awareness. Let's talk about your level of awareness. Your level of awareness is pretty. You're worried about it. You're worried about your level of awareness right now, guys. Your judgment. I think you're worried about your judgment. And again, you don't have to be an earth sign. This is a collective earth. So you could have earth placement in your chart and this will apply to you. And I'm trying to break it down because I'm trying to weed out who all is who. But thank you for coming into the live stream, guys. Make sure you're heart and tapping the screen and letting me know. All right. I'll get into. Okay. All right. All right, make sure y'all check out the link in the bio for personal readings, okay? All right, make sure you're tapping like the screen. So your judgment, I see that you're really thinking a lot about your level of awareness. All right, what drives you right now? What's driving you? What's motivating you? Earth signs, collective earth signs. What's driving you? This tower. What's driving you right now? You made your own bed and you're lying in it. And I guess Wheel of Fortune. What's driving you is thinking about the Wheel of Fortune, thinking about it, sitting on it, thinking about how to be a better person, how to be an emperor, how to think about your thoughts, how to be more clever with your words, to be more wise, how to get over disappointments. How's it you're thinking about? I see that, yeah, your judgment. Tell me more about this Five of Swords. What's this Five of Swords? What are you judgment? What are you being trying to be more ability to make logical decisions? So right now you're coming up here making more logical decisions. You're being more grounded. I think you have more positive things to say. I think you're counting your blessings now. I think you're thinking about your blessings versus your headaches. And you're trying not to be so in the shadow, like moving so stealthy, trying not to be so sneaky, you know? And now I see, like I said, you're thinking about sharing your thoughts, you know, thinking about your thoughts more, how beautiful they are. You're thinking about someone who's very sexy, someone who you find very attractive. This tarot, someone who's maybe young, very sexy, very I'm gonna have a lot of smexy time with this person. Maybe smexy time with this person was really, really good. But I feel like you're blocked now. Or maybe you're blocked and you don't want to be blocked. But I feel like smexy time was really good with this person. And that's causing you a headache, maybe. That's the judgment. I don't know why it's coming in your decision. Why is that coming up in your judgment? So that maybe they don't, the massacre of cups, a collective. I don't know if that was you. Maybe they don't. You feel like they don't want to work with you. That makes sense. You feel like they're not being a sweetheart to you. They don't want to come back from the dead. They don't want to be a, nurturing, loving mother. Think about a mother. You want them to come back from the dead. Like imagine your mother died, someone really so sweet that you love is like gone, And then you have this Two of Cups, like, this relationship is over. Maybe y'all were like twins. Bestest. Let me tell you about my best friend. and maybe you didn't want to work with them. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming into live, liking it. Please let me know if you like that one. I love it. All right, all right. Let's go to your insight level of awareness. Let's go to your level of awareness. Your level of awareness. Your level of awareness is pretty good. You come in with the devil in reverse, so you see codependencies and you see negative attachments now. Of course, you done got to dance with the devil. And also in reverse, the sun card is in reverse. You have the sun card in reverse. So I see that the sun card is in reverse. I see that yeah, your judgment is starting. Is your insight is better. Thank God, your level of awareness is better. I think now you see the negative attachments that you've had before. It's the codependencies. So you see that now, and you're like, I'm done with that. And then also the sun card in reverse. You see how unhappiness, codependencies bring unhappiness and broken hearts, and not standing in your power. What else? What? Tell me more about this. What do you see about this insight? What do you see now? You see that was hidden, and that was uncovered to you now. Now you see it. You see the imbalance. And I think you're calling judgment on your own self, which is good. It's better for you to call judgment on yourself than not to get called out like by someone like me randomly. And then the Eight of Swords. So you see how you were entrapped in your own head and your own thoughts, and you're becoming the high priestess yourself. You're starting to get your own tapped into your own intuition. You're starting to like understand how God talks. Ooh, confirmation. What is this? Magician. You're manifesting as we speak. That's your insight. You're a manifester. You're being more careful. Not taking leap of faith. You're actually having internal strength now. Like focusing on how to be Aurora. You were confused about relationships and love and partnerships and how to bring an offer. Or maybe you're still confused about that. All right, let's go to your motivation. You guys checking is doing pretty good. Again, you don't have to be an earth sign, just earth sign placement. I'm just doing the different elements so I can kind of weed out as a reader to see who's who. Start a new venture, so I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm glad to see y'all letting go of the devil. Make sure you're tapping the screen and hearting it. Let me know that you like the live. Let me know if it resonates with you. Let me know if this is helping with you. Make sure you put healing in there. If it's helping you. If it's not, then you can just watch. Don't blame me, just watch. Oh, okay. All right, let's go into motivation. What drives you? Money, fear, etc. Let's see what's going on. What drives you? Confirmation. What drives you? Money or fear? What drives you are your thoughts right now. You being trapped. I mean, I get it. What's driving you is this insanity. I think you're driving yourself insane. And new in this about this new beginning. You're driving yourself crazy about this new beginning. Genuinely. And this home, this happy home, this 10 of cups. I think you're driving what's motivating you is your desire to come out of this 8 of swords. To like genuinely be done with this negative mindset, this whatever you've been thinking. I get it, because if you've been there before and karma, because you're in hell right now. If you're in karma and you're in hell, that's what it's called, living in hell. And 8 of swords is trapped. Nobody don't like that. Motivation. Yeah, you want your head. Something about you trying to get your head together with your emotions. You could feel like you've lost your head. You could feel like something's coming off out of your head. Like, like you could feel like you're losing your head. You can feel like you're losing your mind. But I feel like you're being filled up with the Holy Spirit. Yeah, this 3 of cups is this is a 3-word connection. Yeah, this killer clown keeps showing up. What's motivating you is to leave this clown behind, I guess, to break up with this 3-way. This killer clown wants you. This narcissist who keep following you wants you guys. They follow you everywhere. They wanted your head. And that's what's motivating you, I guess, to let go of that. Yeah, you have a lot of regret behind this relationship with this person. Justice card. Ten of Cups. You have a lot of regret because of the this beautiful relationship that was there. Justice was called on a beautiful relationship. Your Ten of Cups. Tell me more, Spirit, about this Ten of Cups. Tell me more about this Ten of Cups, about this justice this justice and judgment. So a lot of fairness was called on this. A lot of balance was called on this. The angels, ancestors, the whole spirit team was watching this one. Student, you might have to learn something, whoever you are. There was a rumor and there was a setup. Someone had rumors. Someone did a setup. You need to heal from that. You were doing overgeneralization. You were saying everyone, always, all men, all women, nobody. I used to have a person that I used to deal with. They would always say, "Oh, bitches ain't shit, bitches ain't shit, bitches ain't shit." And I said, "You can just stop saying that because you're gonna catch that. Like that's gonna come to you." I don't know if it ever did or not, but I don't know. Who knows? All right, something about kids, something with children and motivation. So what's motivating you is, to stop overgeneralizing, something with loving children more. Maybe you're trying to love kids more these days. And what's motivating you is this new beginning and this Wheel of Fortune things going in your favor. Thank you guys for coming in, and make sure you heart and tapping the screen. Remember, if you want to book a reading, you can always go into the app to the link. All right. So there's a new beginning that you're having. Beautiful. And Wheel of Fortune's in your favor. And I love that for you. So what's motivating you right now is actually a lot of karma. What's motivating you is karma. Getting out of judgment, getting out of karma. Historical. You've been coming to a tarot reader. You've been coming to readings, getting your readings done. That's what you're feeling. This was motivating you right now. That's what's coming up in your spiritual therapy session, guys. What else? And your family and this wish fulfillment, and also being stuck, you being stuck in a manifestation mode. So you could feel stuck in this karmic cycle, in this justice, in what you probably feel is payback. Because I'm sure whoever you are, you feel like this is payback. You feel like you are trapped. You want to be undone with this. You could have legal issues going on. It could actually be court, real court. It could be spiritual court. You can have legal stuff and spiritual stuff going on. You can have both. All right. So what's motivating you right now with it? Something about watching your mouth. Something with things coming out of your mouth and how you speak. And maybe having masking. Maybe there's two versions of you. Maybe there's one version of you that talks and there's another version of you that talks. Maybe that's what's motivating you right now. Damn. All these keep falling on the floor. Also, is motivating you again. This new beginning, Ace of not Ace, but Nightmare of Cups. Maybe this person who was who you gave a relationship to in the beginning, who was very sneaky, who was inside of you. They were inside of you. They could have been inside of you, literally or figuratively, but they definitely were inside of you, and you were leery when they were inside of you or around you. My nose is itching. You should listen to your first mind. This is the Eight of Cups. This is Nine of Crystals. That was a heavy burden, and that needs to be let go of. And I see you looking at that now. What else? Yeah, you crying about that shit now. Whoever you are, you're crying about this now. This is bothering you now. Tell me more, Spirit, Holy Spirit. Something with someone's mouth. Collective. Someone could have had a big mouth. Someone could have had a big mouth, collective. And the Hermit card comes out. Tell me more. I don't want to assume. Tell me more. Cursing. Someone had a big mouth and was cursing. The Hermit card, Virgo energy. Nightmare of Crystal, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Someone's jumping to conclusions. Someone has a negative thinking pattern of jumping to conclusions. Let's talk about it. You see these different things? Somebody's in denial. You need to look at these. Projection, rationalization. Look at these. Y'all go over here and look at the stuff. I'm gonna put this link over here in the on chat so y'all can go look at these defense mechanisms. Let's go back over here. I'm not gonna go through them all. Y'all go book a session if you want me to go through them all. There you go. Put that in the chat. There you go. Go look at that. Motivation. What else is driving you? What else is driving? What's coming out your mouth? What was you using your mouth for? Somebody's using their mouth, being foolish, opening their mouth, being a fool. You'll open your mouth about being curious. Be curious with what if. You could have been using your words to what if this, what if that, what if this happens? What if you do this? Maybe you kept what ifing something and you keep saying it's too late. Why apologize? 1, 2, 3, look at me, calm down. Profound bond. Mirage. Maybe you feel like you're gonna look at a mirage. Worried about the wrong thing. Sublimation. I just told you, you got sublimation again. Okay. Collective. Sublimation. Okay. It's a vibe. You can feel like this person's a vibe. Okay, collective. That is it for the reading for this piece. Okay. I think we're going to move on to that's it. Yeah, that's it. So we did it. The weekly check-in. We did it. We can do some more later. We can do a weekly mental health spread, a few times. I don't think I asked for how to make a better decision. So let's do these last two right here. I know I didn't actually. So we did a check-in in general, but let's go into your advice to lift the mood. Be a student, learn. You need to learn. Whoever you are. And advice to lift from the mood. I'm a thug. Maybe you need to thug something out. Maybe you need to just do something. And something about how it's done. Advice lift them. Tell me spirit more about how it's dang. Your cards are just at this point, I'm really annoyed. Type shit. Like you're telling me typically your cards don't even come out collective. Oh my goodness. Collective. Let's go into, there we go. Thoughts to avoid. So we're going to keep an advice, lift your mood. Okay, how can I lift that mood how can I lift that mood, spirit, by being a thug? Oh, maybe you want to return somewhere and it's like, just do it. Yeah, be a thug, like just thug it out. Advice lift the mood. Something about how you did something. Again, I think you guys were cheaters or doing things that you shouldn't have, especially if you're a narcissist, killer clown person who keeps following around, who cloak themselves as a narcissist, showing up as having you come in as narcissists in your readings. These people who you've been around, this person, mother, father, person, whoever they are in your life, they cloak themselves around you and you were having their energy, it looks like. I don't know. The devil, how it's done. Okay, so advice to lift the mood is how something about the devil. You have to, something about lying. You're gonna have to, I think this is what the lover star. I think you're gonna have to tell the truth. It's like giving your heart over to something that you don't have hope for with love. So I think, guys, this may be your punishment. If you lie to people and you do things like that, you have to go say sorry. You have to go make amends. It doesn't feel good. And I feel it's like you got someone's trying to not do that because I keep getting confess. I don't know what that is. I don't know who collective take that as a resonates forever. That needs to go to. Type shit. Right. That's good. That card came out. So this was to lift your advice. This is lifting your advice. Spirit says just do it, thug it out. Yo, death card, rebirth. This, I mean, I'm getting thrown at me. It's ridiculous. They don't come fly out this much. Type, you how to lift your mood. Your mood is just to do this. Rebirth, have a backbone, stand up. Look at that. Have a backbone. You see the cards, right? Literally have a backbone. All right, thoughts to avoid. So have a backbone, guys. Thoughts to avoid. Thank you for coming in. Make sure your heart is tapping the screen. If you like the live. All right. Thoughts to avoid. Thoughts to avoid is not saying anything. So I think maybe you're thinking about and just not saying anything and cutting their throat, like just not saying anything. I was so well, not unaliving, but that's what it shows on the card. Like just not spilling out what the Holy Spirit has to tell you, because look how he's leaking this beautiful gold. And so maybe like your thoughts to avoid is not speaking your truth. Don't do that. And other options, thoughts to avoid by having other options. So you should avoid thinking about other options. You should avoid about not telling your truth and bringing up the past, digging up old bones. Well, you did this and you did that. And what about that? I would not do that with this person. This is like a good idea. Do not come in trying to be a Romeo. Do not come in trying to tell, kiss you, hug you, so you still want me. Don't do that. And don't go in trying to start a new beginning. Planting seeds. Don't go in trying to plant seeds. Thoughts to avoid. And don't go in trying to build something. Spirit, why are you telling them not to do that? Because that's the devil. That's what you always do. That's what you always do. That's what you always do. So whatever you always do, don't do that. Whatever you always do, don't do that. So what should they do? There's something about this third party connection that keeps coming up. Spirit, what do they need to do about this? Because you said they need to lift their mood. Thoughts to avoid. You shouldn't stop believing. Contracts. You may have signed a contract with somebody or something. You may feel stupid for doing a contract with somebody. You regressed. You went back to old patterns, old behavior. You were reverting back to childish behaviors. You were regression. It's a defense mechanism. Let me show it to you, okay? It's a real thing. So if you've been abused in your childhood, you get a hold to a narcissistic or egotistical, the Emperor reverse. Remember these people I saw in the cards? This King, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. These all these people in reverse. These karmics, they'll make you go in repression. Look what it says. Repression acts to keep information out of conscious awareness. However, these memories don't just disappear. They continue to influence our behavior. For example, a person with repressed memories of abuse suffered as a child may later have difficulty forming relationships. Well, you're here and your cards are showing that you have difficulty forming relationships. Maybe you have repressed child abuse that you don't like talking about because you feel like it ain't shit to talk about. Lying ass. I can't stand when y'all do that. Small town. You can be from a small town. You got small thinking. You need to wake up. Magnifying. Maybe you're blowing stuff that out of proportion. Maybe you're from a small place and things that were supposed to be small. Maybe you made it a big deal. Maybe you feel stupid. Projection. You are projecting your own insecurities onto this relationship, whoever you are. Okay. You're just projecting. It's called projection. Sublimation. There's a need for you to, instead of regressing and doing all that, you can actually go for a walk, go for a spin, go do some sit-ups, go do some jumping jacks. You can go find something else to do instead of doing whatever you were doing. This person could be short. It could be a tall person because I saw a tall person. Oh, no, I didn't. I saw a short person. So you could be short. Throw away. That's a confirmation for somebody. Throw away. Grow. Could be growing. Hip hop. Confirmation for somebody. YN. Confirmation for somebody. And you could feel curse. And then repression again. Repression twice. Denial. Children, Sonic, shoulds, expectations. You should do this. You are this. Spell words. When you use or you should do this, you should. That's the devil. That's the devil card right here. Okay. Should statements are the devil card. Yeah, for those of you who are newer in tarot and you're like, I don't understand what the devil is. The only person who can give you rules is God. So if you're walking around telling people you should do this and you should do that, you should do this, then you're just acting as the devil and you're in denial if you think so. And you could have gotten that from your mama. And avoiding. Being vulnerable. You have a tattoo, whoever you are. You went to another relationship. You don't got nothing to say about it. Oh, definitely got nothing to say about it. You need to put in some hard work because of the projection and the manipulation and the love bombing. You need to walk into the light because of ghosting. Go into a glow up. You have some debt to repay. You could be on Facebook, IG, and Temu. Someone's booked and busy. Everything went into a perfect circle. and it wasn't true, and you could be a stud or a masculine. There's no way around it. Kids could have been involved. Displacement. You're just hurting yourself. Giving mixed signals. New love comes. And then that's the end of it. Ooh, new perspective. Damn, and the rest of these cards are all down. Google defense mechanism. Shows something a lot about kids. And you can feel like a sinner. You have anxiety, disorder, catastrophizing, and there's a need for you to play Psalms 91. Oof. Your reading was awfully good. Ghetto cowboy. You could be a ghetto cowboy. And you could feel like you have lost and you held on to relationships. Vessels. You see these broken vessels that she's holding on to? So you held on to people who were broken and didn't have any life inside of them. And then you ignored relationships, these two beautiful relationships or these abundant relationships that were going to give you a lot of what you needed to live, to sustain yourself. Yeah. All right, guys. How to make a better decision? By being being nurturer, being loving, being kind, being sweet, being gentle with your words, giving your heart, doing things from the heart. Not setting your and not speaking where you need, not saying what you need to say, saying the hard things, saying hard things you need to say to people, and making better boundaries for people who you're close with. Yeah, somebody didn't have good boundaries with people they were close with. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. That takes in the care of that. I love this for you guys. This is really good healing through tarot. With that, I love it. I'm gonna go through and do the rest of the signs. I'm gonna do um, fire, water, and air. So this is just the earth. Again, you don't have to be an earth sign exactly. You can just have earth placement in your chart that you need to hear from right now. Cars are falling everywhere right now, guys. I mean, I'm serious. This is a great reading. I feel tuckered out. I feel like I need to take a nap after that. You could feel exhausted. I feel hot. You could feel hot. You could be tired. You could have been walking. You could have been doing something. You could have been doing something strenuous for real because I definitely feel like I'm really hot. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.